Hi guys. So Charles Walker is a Tory MP. He is one of these anti-lockdown Tory MPs. He's a bit like Sir Desmond Swayne, who will criticise the government for introducing a lockdown or any type of restriction. And I think they're using it as some sort of platform. They're using it to enhance their position in Parliament. So let's hear what he had to say.
Walker.
Thank you, Mr Deputy Speaker. Mr Deputy Speaker, I can't support this legislation tonight. I can't support criminalising a parent for seeing a child in the park over the coming months. It's not within my DNA to do that. But, Mr Speaker, of course I will follow the law and respect the law. You have the argument in the House of Commons, you divide, you're on the winning side or the losing side, and I will be on the losing side. There is no doubt of that. But I do not wear the fact that I will support the law with great virtue.
Okay, now what would you present as an alternative? What would you have the people do instead? Because it's easy to stay on in your position in Parliament and shout and complain and say the government shouldn't be doing this, the government shouldn't be doing that. What do you think the government should be doing? Please present an alternative. You're similar to Sir Desmond Swayne. Sir Desmond Swayne will say this is taking away people's liberties. It was Oliver Cromwell that cancelled Christmas last time. How dare you cancel Christmas? How dare you do this? How dare you do that? Okay, what is the alternative? Present an alternative. Put it to a vote. If you believe it's something that politicians could actually vote on. Maybe you could get enough support, get it through Parliament. No, these people are not interested in presenting an alternative. They're interested in just pontificating. They understand, oh, look, I have a platform now. I'm appearing in videos and they're going viral. Maybe I myself are maybe facilitating this, but I think it's important to call it out.
Because it's so easy for me to comply with the law, isn't it? It's so easy for most people in this house to comply with the law. We're comfortably off. We live in nice houses. We have gardens. We have outdoor spaces. We have access to family. The same applies to those journalists who fill our TV screens every night with their wisdom and wit about how people should comply with these regulations and how...
See what he's doing here? He's criticising the media and he's letting the government pretty much off the hook. The government present the restrictions. The media are a facilitator. They're a conduit for the information to get to the public, because not everyone watches these debates in Parliament. So the media do their job in informing the public that there are these restrictions. Now, if people don't follow the restrictions, should they not be called out on that? I know you don't want people to follow the restrictions, but if people don't follow the restrictions, they're putting others in danger.
They sneer at those that can't. But Mr Speaker, Mr Deputy Speaker, the next 3 months are going to be really, really hard for a...
His voice is breaking. Now you may think, well, you know, he's concerned about people.
A lot of people who don't have my advantages. My advantage of a monthly salary, a monthly pension payment. These are people who are going to be worrying about their jobs, about their future, about their mental health.
Yes, so isn't it noble that Charles Walker is so concerned about these people who are less privileged than he is? He's so concerned that you would imagine, well, of course, let's have a look at his voting record, because I'm sure his voting record will reinforce his concern for people who are less well off than he is. So this is Charles Walker's voting record on welfare and benefits. So these people who don't have the privilege of a fixed salary every month, don't have a pension, don't have the privileges that he has. So he has voted consistently voted for reducing housing benefit for social tenants deemed to have excess bedrooms. Oh, that's not very good, Charles. Okay, maybe we can try another one. Almost always voted against raising welfare benefits, at least in line with prices. Okay. You can see, I don't know if you can see on the screen, it says 4 votes against, 0 votes for, and 1 abstention. You're not helping your case here, Charles. Maybe let's try the next one. Consistently voted against paying higher benefits over longer periods for those unable to work due to illness and disability. 15 times he voted against increasing benefits to these people. But he was almost crying, okay, in that video. Remember, he was almost crying. So let's just dig a bit deeper. I'm sure we'll find something redeeming here. Consistently voted for making councils responsible for helping those in financial need afford their council tax and reduce the amount spent on such support. Okay, consistently voted for for a reduction in spending on welfare benefits. 51 votes for reducing, 0 against, and 3 absences. Charles, you're not helping your case here. Almost always voted against spending public money to create guaranteed jobs for young people. So the young people that he's concerned about who don't have his privileges, he voted in the past against helping those people. Okay, well, let's try something else. Here we have taxation. Maybe he has something that can work in his favor here. Consistently voted against increasing tax rate applied to incomes over 150,000. Okay. Generally voted for encouraging occupational pensions. Okay. Voted mixed for and against taxes on banks. Let me try. Always voted for reducing capital gains tax. Maybe it's people who are on universal credit. They're getting really hit by capital gains tax. Consistently voted for more restrictive regulation on trade union activity. So he doesn't like trade unions, which generally help working class people. Not always, but generally help working class people. Okay, well, maybe, he's turned over a new leaf.
About their family relationships because they will miss people terribly, or they will be in very small environments where apparently they can only leave to exercise once a day, and then sadly some of these people are going to break and it's going to be too much for them. And that is when we in this place, the journalists up there with all their privileges, instead of sneering and dismissing them, instead of calling them Covidiots, should show some compassion and understanding.
Yes, show some compassion for these poor people. These people who are on perhaps universal credit or who are on low pay and have to work. Show some compassion for them. Just like Charles has showed compassion for these people in the past. And the recent past. There should be more compassion for the poor. Maybe if you showed more compassion for them, more people would vote for the Conservative Party. Unlike Charles, if Charles has showed compassion, okay, maybe not recently, 2016 or 2011, but this year his voting record maybe we shouldn't be looking at. I know it's probably better just to listen to his rhetoric, because his rhetoric is more important than his voting record.
Because we should wear our advantages and privileges with great humility.
I'm sorry, no, I can't be sarcastic anymore. You have a privileged Tory MP who has voted consistently to keep people in poverty, and now he's complaining about restrictions to protect public health. And he's saying that this is going to keep people in poverty. So the restrictions are to protect public health. He could have voted to make these people better off, but he didn't. Now, he's going to be lauded as a great speaker, someone looking out for the ordinary people of Britain. But it's all a sham. It's all a hoax. It's all a trick. Because these people will say one thing in Parliament and then they will go and vote a different way. It's all about tricking people into thinking that they are on their side. They're not. Charles Walker doesn't care about the poor. He never has. He doesn't at the moment, and he never will. But he understands that this is an issue that can elevate his platform. It can elevate his position. He can win support for these types of outbursts. And later on, maybe using a bit of his influence, he can put pressure on the government for something else. This is about Charles Walker improving his position, improving his career in Parliament. Maybe he wants to become Prime Minister someday. Maybe he just wants a cushy job. These people do not care about the working class. They would pretend to care. And I think it's very important that people actually go and look at how their MPs vote and compare it to the language that they hear in Parliament. Because you will see that they do not give a crap about the poor and the working class. Because if they did, they would vote to help them, not vote to make them more and more poor. Let me know in the comment section, guys, what you think. As always, your comments are greatly appreciated. Thanks a lot. I want to say a big thank you to all of my patrons. You ensure that this channel continues to exist. I'm eternally grateful for all of your support. If you join Patreon, you will receive instant access to our Discord server, where we have both audio and video chats. You can chat with me and other patrons, where we discuss important and non-important issues. Becoming a patron per month costs about the same as a large coffee, so why not check it out?